So the Prime Minister there unveiling the BJP Sankalp Patra, the election manifesto of the Bharatiya Janata Party for Lok Sabha elections 2024. Several promises that have been made by the Bharatiya Janata Party. It reiterates its promise to implement uniform civil code in the country. One nation, one election as well, a pledge that the Bharatiya Janata Party has taken in its Sankalp Patra. Development, of course, Viksit Bharat, the big focus as far as this vision document of the Bharatiya Janata Party is concerned, where the focus is on Garib, Yuva, Annadata and Nari. GYAN, the acronym which was in fact coined by Prime Minister Modi. This has been the big focus as well. Prime Minister Modi also they're vowing to carry on with action against the corrupt, those who've looted the country. He says that action will continue, and this is Modi Ki Guarantee. Modi Ki Guarantee, the big theme of this document which the BJP has produced as its election manifesto going into the Lok Sabha elections of 2024. Several schemes that the BJP promises to carry forth with, including Kisan Samman Nidhi, Ayushman Bharat as well, to bring 70-year-olds and above under the ambit of Ayushman Bharat. The free ration scheme as well, which has been started for the poor, he says will continue. His commitment towards 140 crore Indians. He also says, a very confident Prime Minister Narendra Modi says that this Sankalp Patra would be put into implementation immediately after the BJP comes to power on June 4th. So he's very confident of a victory, though of course making it very clear and making an appeal very clearly to the electorate that only a clear majority, a clear mandate gives a government the powers to fulfill the promises it has made before elections. Raghav Avasthi, political analyst, also member of the Manifesto Subcommittee of the BJP, is joining us at the moment. Sir, what would you say were the big key takeaways as far as this document is concerned? How would you say the BJP has approached the electorate with its vision for the next 5 years?
I think there is one difference between the BJP and other political parties, which is that we take our manifesto promises very seriously. And this is why it's not just a manifesto for the BJP, it's the Sankalpa Patra. For me, there are 2 or 3 big takeaways. Of course, there is one nation, one election, which we've been talking about for a long time. What happens is that governance is sometimes held hostage to this election cycle, whereby elections are held every 5 or 6 months. So I think this is one of the bigger takeaways for me. Then, of course, there is the Uniform Civil Code. So as we all know, the Uniform Civil Code is something that is in the Constitution itself. But because successive governments were more interested in appeasement rather than fulfilling constitutional guarantees, the Uniform Civil Code could not come to pass. My sense is that it is going to come to pass over the next 5 years. Then I'm also impressed with the focus on infrastructure development. And if you also listen to him talking about the Olympics, I think the Olympics are not just a sporting event. What happens is that if the Olympics take place in a particular city, then the infrastructure and everything is spruced up. So I think these are some of the bigger takeaways. And for me also, like if you listen to some of the speeches that were delivered earlier, like a lot of the BJP government's achievements were enumerated, the ones that have been notched over the last 10 years. And the one about like in relation to toilets being built in rural areas, that had a particular poignancy because I think it was Mr. Nadda ji who talked about how earlier women had to go only either in the morning or after sundown to fulfill whatever they had to do. So that's my sense. And I do feel that the people of India will repose faith and trust in the BJP again. And as a member of the subcommittee for the Delhi unit, we had also given some inputs, and I'm really glad to see that some of them have been incorporated.
Right. So I'd request you to stay on with us. My colleague Aishwarya Paliwal is also joining us from the headquarters of the Bharatiya Janata Party, where that manifesto, the Sankalp Patra of the BJP, was just unveiled. Aishwarya, what would you say, because you've been covering the party, what would you say are the big key takeaways from that manifesto, which you have had a chance to glance through as well?
Well, let me tell you one thing, Paulomi. Gyan, that is exactly what Prime Minister has been speaking about. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman too spoke about Gyan when she presented the interim budget. So looking at these four places, this is exactly what Prime Minister now is making sure that they look at the Garib. There is a lot of schemes for those who are below the BPL line, those who Prime Minister is now saying 25 crore people have been pulled out of the BPL line. Those people have been given special, schemes. The other thing that they are now looking at is women, because Prime Minister has been speaking time and again that various schemes have been launched for the women. And now going forward, most of the schemes, they'll make sure that the women are, they get the schemes. So those are some of the areas that the Prime Minister has been focusing on. No one has been left behind, Paulomi. That is something which they are now saying, and also making sure that they are laying the roadmap for the year 2047 when India becomes a developed nation. So telling people what they have done over the past 10 years, those schemes obviously the Prime Minister spoke about, the new things that they will do, and making sure that they cover almost every person. 140 crore Indians are covered. This is what Prime Minister promises, and also saying that I'll make sure that by the time we touch 2047, we become a developed nation. Call me.
Right. Aishwarya, stay on with us.